Welcome everyone for this oral defense for a research proposal for the course Research Pedagogical Practice. My name is Alejandro Elias Guarin Palacio, currently a student for the bachelor degrees in foreign languages with emphasis in English. So the name for this research proposal is Effective Integration of Communicative Language Learning at Colegio de Barranquilla, Codeva. So, which was the population work? The specific population was 1/3 grade for the school, Colegio de Barranquilla Codeva, specifically the third B group. I had the opportunity to work with these students almost for 3 years at the end of the 2021, and due to the young ages and the notorious change in education over the last 3 years, namely pandemic learning, students have been struggling with notorious language learning difficult, not only in English. They don't read and write well as expected for the ages around 7 to 10 years old. They are very energetic, therefore they're sometimes quite restless, which creates situation of difficulty for maintaining control during the class, not only in English, for the class, science, math, etc. About the research proposal, as I said before, this name for this proposal is Effective Integration of Communicative Language Learning at Colegio Barranquilla Codeva. The general objective is to explore the integration of CLT in practical content among the third grade students at Colegio de Barranquilla Codeva. The specific objective is to address the specific challenges faced in third grade students at the school in terms of language acquisition with this approach, to measure the impact of CLT integration on students' language and learning outcomes, and finally to examine the students' perceptions and attitudes towards CLT. For the literature review, specifically for this approach, I started with the concept basis of CLTs. Around this method or this approach appears around the 80s, lastly from the 70s, and many research highlights its principle for them, which is centered in the most effective communication towards real life contexts or situations. So the tasks for this are approaching in speaking skill improvement. So these tasks should be contextually relevant, engaging, and encourage active participation by learners. We can use authentic materials within or even technology materials to expose some real life context for the students. Maybe their ages are a little young, well, too young to be honest, but the resources for this task should be as real as possible for them. I mean, vocabularies and topics are mostly common in these ages, but we try to go furthermore for that. So role-playing, games, debate, playing problem-solving activities are examples for communication tasks to promote the use of authentic materials. We have a paraphrasing for the authors, Krashen, Richard Royal, Dos Santos, Lazar Freeman, and Arneson, Jenna Maravilla, Maney, Newman, and other ones. Finally, the learner's attitudes and perception towards CLT, at least as Saviton of one state, the learners can be more overconfident, quote, with current classroom languages learning theory, which underscores the value of meaning-based experience in the development of communicative competence, page 239, with the development of the implementation of CLT in ELF classroom, learners tend to be least about to desire teachers to know and correct their errors. Maybe this CLT is not precise on grammar, but we can provide feedback on what the errors could appear and how to avoid them. And the students like that. Project development process. The general methodology and data collection started with the recognizing the CLT state at the school, then designing 4 activities in CLT activities for the group, applying those activities and a survey on how they feel during these activities, and discuss and final reflection of it. Discussion and conclusions. So here's one thing. There were some limitations during this project because not much time were provided to develop all 4 activities. Only one activity was developed with the group. So although they have the resources and activity were designed knowing the matter of scheduling the institution, establishing with the work planned for this course, it has their highlights, their achievement. In one thing, I found that the CLT statement in the college is very poor, very superficial. They stated in the curriculum that they have an approach in communicative in real life context, but the development of this approach in practical scenario where there's no comparison of it. There is nothing, because teachers were developing some grammar translations methods, some traditional method where the student just only repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. I wanted to go furthermore, especially in communication. So the achievement, anyways, with all the activities developing during the 2 sessions, starting with engages in interactive presentation, online games, and creative tasks, which enhance their language acquisition in dynamic ways such as classroom interaction, digital integration, and CLT measure with drawing creations. That was the first activity planned. However, for the future, if I had the opportunity to continue with this proposal, with this research, continuing research and ongoing evaluation of implementation of CLT can offer valuable insight for improving language teaching approaches, especially in this context, and enriching students' language learning experiences in elementary education level. I personally wanted to have more time because I realized that this proposal, at least this integration of CLT, requires more attention, more resources, maybe more peers to organize and then design the activities, and more time, especially more time in the context that we have, because we miss very much classes, so much classes and lessons. I have to manage that for further researches. So no time to waste. Thank you all for watching this proposal, and I hope you have a nice day.